Hey guys, welcome back. I'm here to talk about Captain America Brave New World, directed by Julius Ona, starring Anthony Mackie and the Silver Fox God himself, Harrison Ford. Captain America Brave New World is all about Anthony Mackie taking on the mantle of Captain America. And in it, there's an international incident. I feel like that's every Captain America comic book for like ever. Now, this is a movie with a great roster of actors, but unfortunately, just out the gate, the script did not match the actors. I'm going to get into spoiler territory. In the back half of this, I will make sure to give notice. We have Harrison Ford, who plays Thaddeus Ross. This was a role that was previously played by William Hurt. He has passed on, and Harrison Ford takes on his character in this role. Now, in my opinion, and while William Hurt is a great actor, the character they had him play Thaddeus Ross as, no charisma, zero is. So with this iteration of Thaddeus Ross, played by Harrison Ford, we get more of a charm to the man. He's not just like, I'm a military man, yes sir. He has a more like a vibrant personality. I will say the one thing that continued over from the past actor to this is that emotional connection, that want of the love of his daughter, played by Liv Tyler in prior iterations, and yeah, I'll save that for after as well. We also have Carl Lumbly. He's back playing Isaiah Washington, who is very much the heart of this movie. His interactions with let's say Anthony Mackie, his interactions with Captain America just really take the emotional tone of the movie to like a whole nother level, and I was completely here for it. Shout out to my girl Shasha Rockmore, apologies if I'm mispronouncing that. She is in this movie as a Secret Service agent protecting President Ross. We also have Danny Ramirez playing Joaquin Torres. He was in the other Captain America movies as well, and he has worked his way up. He is now Junior Falcon. He's essentially taking on the superhero character Anthony Mackie had when Chris Evans was playing Captain America. So he's gotten a promotion. He's got his own costume. He's got his own gear. So that's kind of nice to see. And I absolutely love the mentee mentor relationship between him and Sam Rogers, like Sam Wilson. If you know me, you know I am terrible at names. Like, I barely remember my own. But yeah, I love the mentor-mentee relationship between him and Joaquin. It's giving like Batman and Robin vibe. Like, I like that. Let's get to what I think the biggest problem was. Because again, like I said earlier, this was a really great roster of actors to get for a Captain America Marvel movie. Like, I just hands down. But the script is really what's lacking in there are signs of greatness in this movie, guys. So those are the characters. Now, the one thing, like, I enjoyed this movie. I went on Friday, went to the Alamo Theater. They had this little card with drinks, Captain America themed. Of course, they had none of the ingredients to make it. I'm like, it's literally the first day. How do you not have the ingredients? What is happening? But that's a story for another day. And I enjoyed it. But what was kind of disappointing that I have to kind of check myself on is that, like, this is a really good movie. I watch a lot of movies. I review movies. We talk about movies all the time. We're the people that are like, ooh, Easter eggs, ooh, behind the scenes. So I have to remember that my level of watching a movie, the result of it is completely different than the majority of people out there who go and watch. The things I want to criticize are things that are apparent as a heavy movie watcher, as someone who was raised by television. So as I was watching it, I really had to remember, like, will the normies even realize there's an issue, or will they just be like, oh, that was a great superhero movie, and move along their day? But regardless, I watched the movie, I have to judge it, I have to review it, and I have to tell you guys what I think. So what are some of the things I had an issue with? Let's start with how heavy on the exposition this movie was in the first half. I did not like that. Also, CGI was choppy. Did not like that. And again, I'm not sure if you're watching this, maybe you probably do know there were reshoots that happened with this movie, and you can absolutely tell that because the first maybe 1/3 of the movie, its tone, what it's trying to present, is so completely different from the second half of the movie. The second half of the movie, I went, bam, that's the movie. Like, you could absolutely see the stitching that sort of happened with the reshoots. And I don't think reshoots are a bad thing. But for me, what it is it doesn't matter. And a lot of people are like, oh, they had so many days of like reshoots. I don't care how many days like the reshoots took. It's the impact. A reshoot could take 2 days, or it could take 20 days, or 200 days. Honestly, it does not matter the length of the reshoot. What matters is the impact. Think about that. It's not the length that matters, it's the impact. Just take that as a life advice. So if you don't want to know more about the ins and outs of the movie and sort of how we got here, then all I'm gonna say is I watched this, I enjoyed it. I don't regret paying $21.68 and leaving my house and going to go watch it. It was entertaining. Again, really good actors. Harrison Ford showed up. Like, I love Harrison Ford, but Harrison Ford is also 82 years old, and he's been acting for like 4 decades. Like, and I think he still shows up more than many other younger actors. So, no words against my old boo. Let's get into it. What were some of the issues with Captain America Brave New World? Like I've already mentioned, the first half of this movie, exposition, exposition, exposition. They were like, oh, did you know what happened here? Oh, did you remember what happened in the Hulk? Did you remember this person? Like, it was like, we're not this dumb. Like, what are you doing? Like, every character that spoke for maybe the first 45 minutes was just providing exposition to this other thing. Like, and another thing I do not like, one of the many things I do not like about this movie is like, you could tell they did not let this movie just be the movie. They had to use it to set up a bunch of other Marvel things. Like, for the love of God, just do the movie. Just can we? I don't. Not that I don't care about the setup for the future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but the way they could do it could be a lot more nuanced. The way they're doing this is like you're a fifth grader and they need to spoon feed you what's been happening in the MCU in the past 5-10 years so you can prepare for the next 5-10 movies, as opposed to just giving this platform to Anthony Mackie and Harrison Ford and the many other people to just sort of shine and present and like just tell the story. Tell this story. Tell the story we're currently watching. Like, okay, let me calm down. What else did I not like about Captain America Brave New World? The CGI. CGI is kind of wonky. CGI is very wonky. There were some scenes where I was like, did you use Canva? Like, this and this is why, like, I always sound like such a crazy person to y'all, because I'm like, it's got to be money laundering, because you can't be telling me a movie costs $200 million and I'm seeing CGI that looks like, how can I explain it? You guys know when you take graduation pictures, right? Where, you just have somebody there looking natural and like, but you could tell the background is a background. That's what some of the scenes gave to me. And maybe that's the reshoots. But again, what I want to know what the other, like, what, okay, what? I want to know what was so bad about the movie they had that they felt more confident in restitching it with the reshoots. I refuse to believe the original iteration of this movie was bad, because no, again, I really want to know what the motivation is that made them be like, no, we have to do reshoot. So then we also have Giancarlo Esposito. He plays the villain, and you can absolutely tell he was a late addition to the reshoot. Like, whatever, they felt they didn't have enough when it came to like the Serpent Society. If you watched what was the television series? I'll put a picture. But if you watch this, then you know the Serpent Society. They were the one we were all like, man, these terrorists really have some good points. And then they had like the terrorists kill a bunch of babies in the series, and we were like, okay, we can't support the terrorists. Ugh. They're back in Captain America Brave New World, and there's some vague, they're buying like this can of stuff. Oh, and that's something else they introduced in this movie, adamantium. Like, they were like, Anthony Mackie, we want you to like just, and again, they also did this with the Marvels, and I like the Marvels, but the Marvels also went off somewhere with reshoots to like stop setting stuff up. Just tell the story, and then I'll come back for the next story. Okay, let me calm down. Let me calm down. So this movie has like different levels when it comes to its villains. You've got Thaddeus Ross, who has gone from general to president. You've got the Serpent Society. You've got Giancarlo Esposito's character, and you've got the main baddie. And the main baddie is played by Samuel Stearns, who was like a scientist, not even like a main villain in the first Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton. So as soon as I realized that, I was like, no, it's Brain Guy from the comics. It's like, whoa. So he's sort of like the ultimate boss, but like not the best baddie. Not he's all like, his villainy, he doesn't have any power other than just being really, really smart. And he's like, I see all probabilities. So because I see all probabilities, I see the future. Like, yeah, relax, my guy. You're relax. That, like, I get it, but like, relax. Because at the end of the day, he still gets caught. But yeah, and then like there was some CGI where he was involved, where I was just like, are you guys even in the same room with each other? Like, it was off. The reshoots, yeah, I want to punch somebody in the face, guys. Because again, like I said, there were flashes of greatness. This is a great movie, but it just ends up being a good movie. And that kind of feels worse, right? Because if it was just a good movie, if it was just like standard, I could be like, standard. But because I kind of see where they were going, because I was like, oh, this could have been great. Because come on, you got Harrison Ford, Anthony Mackie, Sasha Rockmore, Giancarlo Esposito. Like, you got the deck. You got the deck. Even the intro scene, which was very cool to look at. I was like, I don't like this, because at one point I was like, that's absolutely not that's absolutely not Anthony Mackie. That's a stunt guy. Like, you could see the seams at the CGI, and it took me out of it. Now, if someone's just a regular schmegula checking this movie out, maybe they don't notice all these things I noticed, but we are 10 plus years into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The people who follow, who go, were extra. You know that. And they're in the movie industry. I'm not even in the movie. All I do is talk shit about movies. But they're legitimately in the movie industry. And they saw this editing and they were like, ship it off. We're done. Why? How? I loved Sebastian Stan's cameo. He comes through. One thing I must say, I think the way Marvel does solo movies, they make it seem like all these superheroes have the best boundaries, because they'll just come through and be like, wow, your city's under attack. Great speech, deuces. And it's like, could you suit up and help me with this? But again, because you can't have that actor, because it's not an Avengers movie. So you just have like superheroes come through the town while your town is going through stuff, and they just dip. And that's like, I need you guys to figure that out. I need you to have like 3 people in the Avengers team who are just willing to be recycled throughout, so it seems like a fuller world. Like, but I was happy to see Sebastian Stan. one character that felt off to me is the Black Widow character. Now, I have not watched the Black Widow movie, so maybe she's in it, but like she seemed weird. And like the way like I see her, I'm like, is her head bigger than her body? Is her body bigger than her head? Like it tripped me out visually, and I don't want to say anything else because I'm 5 feet two. So maybe it's just like she has my energy and it's rubbing me the wrong way somehow because it's like real recognize real. But yeah, yeah, something wasn't flowing there. I wish we had seen more of Sasha and Harrison Ford. They had really good chemistry because she's a Secret Service agent. We sort of see him in this new role where he's trying to be a better person. He's like, I gotta be better for Betsy, and it's like, sir, your daughter is a grown ass woman. She knows you ain't shit by now. She's accepted her lot in life of having an ancient father who, at the big old age of, let's assume General President Ross is like 68. Sir, you're trying to change. I'm not saying people can't change at that at that age, but to say a very privileged white man in his 60s will just be like, I see the light. Let me be a better person, even though I have all this unlimited power and privilege. Like, okay, like he's not gonna change. But I do like him trying. I do like those little moments of gentility that comes when he speaks about his daughter, when he speaks about his wife, when he speaks about his family that he is no longer in contact with. Those were really good emotional beats. We also get a lot of mentions of new Avengers, so I'm guessing that's something Marvel is also trying to set up for the future, is a new Avengers team. We see the hand from the Eternal that's like sticking out of the earth. We also have, of course, adamantium's been discovered, so X-Men in the future. One thing I did notice is how every time we have a new Hulk now, they gain control of their like power within the hour. Like they just have like sentience, like I feel like with the actual Hulk, like he had to do some inner fighting and meditation, and to get that anger down. And General Ross is out here turning into the Red Hulk and just being like, okay, I had my tantrum. And even with like the She-Hulk show, and with She-Hulk, they kind of said like, well, I'm a woman, this is part of the package, and that kind of worked. But like, what's the excuse for General President Ross? But yeah, outside of that, guys, again, this was a good movie. This was enjoyable. I liked it. I hope Anthony Mackie gets another go at being Captain America, because I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit nervous, but like you can definitely tell he is growing into Captain America. Like Chris Evans wasn't Captain America out the gate. So I like that we're also seeing that growth with Anthony Mackie. The post credits was a letdown. Like I barely remember it. So that just shows you how important it honestly was. I think they forgot they needed a post credit. And they were like, oh, we've changed the story so much now. Like we have to put something here. So overall, this could have been a great movie, but we'll just land with it's a good movie. You will not regret watching it. It's entertaining. I do just wish they had let it stand alone as a Captain America movie and not used it to sort of set up so many other things. But other than that, thumbs up for me. Go watch Captain America, Brave New World. Let me know what your thoughts are if you've watched it in theaters. Let me know in the comments below. If you haven't, if you haven't, let me know whether or not I've completely turned you off from watching it, because that's not the intention. This is a perfect comparison, right? Twilight, one of the worst movies ever, but yet it's a cult classic because it's played so straight by good actors. Like that's a terrible script, that's a terrible movie, that's a terrible concept, but you have good actors in it, so it elevates the script. think about this like that. The script wasn't there, the editing was off, CGI was wonky, but you had great actors who were able to rise above that. And I am grateful for them and for what we eventually got. Fuck whoever behind the scenes was like, we don't need the original. Again, I want to know why they felt so strongly at reshoots. Like, what did you replace that was better than what you gave us? Anyway, that's all I've got for you guys. Again, let me know if I have completely turned you off from watching this movie. That is not the intention. Go and watch it. Gonna wrap it up there. Thank you guys for listening. Please make sure you leave a like and subscribe, and I'll be back in the future to talk about other things. Bye.